Good morning, it's Paula from Positive Energy. I'm going to put this video together for you to watch, and if you're fit and fabulous and over 50, then this might be for you. We're going to do some of the exercises sitting and some of the exercises standing up, and you don't need a great deal of equipment, okay? So if you've got a couple of tins in your cupboard, you can use those as weights. If you do have some weights, just make sure they're quite light, and we're going to increase the repetitions that we do the exercises on. So this is for you to play at your own pace and go from there. I've got my weights here, but again, it's up to you what you want to use. You can use a couple of water bottles filled with sand, soil, water, whatever. I've got a 1 kilogram there, and I've got 1.5. It is entirely up to you. So I'm going to take a seated position now. Okay, so I'm going to put the weights down now. I'm going to go quite light to start with. So on your chair, just start to roll your shoulders round and get a little bit warmer. Now again, you can put your favourite track on if you want to, a bit of music. So just roll those shoulders one way and then roll them the other in your own time. Pop the arms down by your side and just do a couple of shoulder touches as you come up. Keep your elbows in nice and tight. Again, this video is only going to be 10 minutes. That's all you need to do. And some of the exercises you can do sitting and some of them you can do standing. Arms can go out to the side and just cross them over, just get them warmed up. Okay, and then fingertips on shoulders and just raise those arms up in the air. Just a couple of times just to loosen off the joints and get the joints nice and warm, ready for what we're going to get them to do. Opposite arm across the way and just wake your brain up a little bit. Okay, so feet, we can just start to march the feet. I've just realised I've got my slippers on, so I'm going to take those off. Obviously you can do this with nothing on your feet, or you can put your trainers on. So we're just going to lift those legs up from the hips as if we're in a marching kind of movement. You can take your legs out to the front and just warm those knees up. Again, just bring your dining room chair in, or just move it away from the chairs and the tables and stuff, and give yourself a little bit of room. Okay, so roll the shoulders again. Now I've picked up my weights, so it's up to you. You can do this, try it without any weights, or you can use appropriate tins or whatever. So first of all, we're going to do a bicep curl. So arms by the side, and you're just going to lift and squeeze. Now I'm going to keep my elbows in nice and tight. They're not actually going to come forward, so I'm not bringing those elbows up. I'm not sticking them out to the side. I'm just doing a nice and slow, easy kind of movement. Your biceps are quite strong. They do a lot of work when you're lifting, pushing and pulling and things like that. We're going to go straight into an opposite arm, opposite leg kick. So we're going to do a raise of the arm and a kick out of the leg. So we're going to just keep that level hand with the shoulder. We're not going to go up any higher than that, and you're going to take your leg out. Remember, at any time you need to lose the weights because they get a bit heavy in the arms, you know you can do that. So just take those legs and arms out. Keep it nice and steady, keep a nice rhythm. And again, just make sure you've got a bit of music on in the background. Stick me on in the corner. Once you get the pattern, you'll be absolutely fine. Let's just do one more either side. Okay, pop the weights together, a little bit of rotation around the waist. We're going to go to one side, back to the centre, over to the other side. Now, because I'm looking at you, I didn't turn my head last time, so I'm going to turn my head and actually look at where those weights are. Now, the weights are being kept in the centre. Again, if two weights are too heavy, drop a weight and keep hold of one. Let's do one more either side. Okie dokie. Okay, this time we're going to take the arms by the side. We're going to take them up to the shoulders and then up in the air. Back to the shoulders and back down. Now remember, the range of movement that you have in your shoulder might be different to mine. Okay, so if you're going to struggle to get those arms up, only take them to where you're comfortable, okay? So if I turn to the side, if you can try to make sure that your arms are not over your head, if you can keep them slightly in front of you, then that'll be great, okay? Let's do two more, because anything above the head is actually quite difficult to do. Okie dokie. Arms down by the side. Now this time, if you can, put your feet shoulder width apart, and if we're going to do a squat, we're going to do a squat to stand. So we're going to stand up and then we're going to sit down again. So we're going to push up, stand. I go out with shot there, don't I? So you just get a little bit of metafit going on there all the way down. So let's push up. Try not to sit and push off the back of your chair. The back of the chair is there for support, but I don't want you to actually use it, all right? Let's do one more. Excellent. We're going to go to marching of those legs. So while you're sat in the chair, pump those arms, and it gets the heart rate up a little bit. So if it's a rainy day out there, or it's blustery or whatever, and you just want to do a little something inside for 10 minutes, I've not even got the stopwatch on. I'm going to just keep an eye on the clock on the phone as I do this video for you. Okay, so pump those arms, knees up. Excellent. Let's do 4 more, my favourite number, those of you that know me. Okay, so hands come to the side. We're going to push those arms out. Chest level. Can you see them at our elbows and not dropping down by the sides? They're not dropping down here, so keep them up nice and high if you can. Now, if the amount of repetitions I give you is too much, break it down. So if I'm going 8 and you can't do 8 in a row, just do 4, have a little rest, and then do 4 again. Okay, let's just finish these ones off, and we're going to go into our tummy exercises again. So I'm just going to drop that weight down by the side. I'm going to take the weight, going to pop it above my head. Now if I just push my chair back a little bit, if it'll go. Okay, up in the air, I'm going to make a little circle, a halo. Now if you sit back in your chair, you're going to use the support and not use the muscles itself. So sit up tall and draw me a little circle. So from down here, it's just a little circle. One way and then the other. And again, and that's engaging those core muscles at the front of those abs, okay? Remember, anything above your head is tough work. So if you need to take a break and roll the shoulders, by all means do so, okay? And then go back into it. You can build up these exercises, you know, session on session, and you'll be able to do a little bit more each time. But remember, if it's tough and challenging, you know, bear that in mind and take your breaks as and when you want to do so. Okay, I'm going to pick my other weight up this time, and I'm going to go opposite arms. So I'm going to think about as if I'm skiing, opposite arms. So 2 arms do not come to the front. It's 1 and then push behind. So from the side, you're looking at trying to get that arm pivoting from the shoulder, okay, and get it as far back as you can. Now, people might have different ranges in their shoulders, so it might be a case of they can get quite far at the front, but then they're going to feel a little restricted at the back. Over time, you might see an improvement, but what you will find is that even if you can't get improvements, you won't find that your range gets less because you've been working to the maximum that you can achieve. Okay, keep going for me. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now back to another tummy exercise. Now you can put 2 weights in one hand if you want. I think you might struggle with a couple of tins of beans, but if you pop it down to the side, what I'd like for you to do is I want you to lean down to one side very gently and then back up to the centre. So these are your side bends. So whilst you're sat there, you can do a little bit of tummy exercises at the same time and give those arms a rest. Now if you look at my arm, I'm not bending it. I'm literally using the weight to take it down to the floor and back up, and you're using your tummy muscles at the side, your obliques, to squeeze and lengthen. So you're going to actually work those. Try to avoid coming forward, and again try and avoid sitting back and against the backrest. So let's do 1 more, and then in true fashion, we've got 2 sides we're going to go over. Arms by the side, and you're leaning down to the side that you've got weighting. Okay, now you're probably going to say, well, why have I got 1 in each hand? You need an imbalance to get those muscles to work, okay? Otherwise, it's pointless actually holding a weight at all. You need an imbalance in those muscles, okay? So we're going to do a couple more. And again, I'm looking at 10 minutes. And 10 minutes, you can do this daily if you wish. I'm going to look at a little bit of legs. So I'm going to do 1 more, and then I'm going to stand up behind my chair. So I'm going to take my weights with me. I'm going to turn around and get behind my chair. Now I'm going to move my chair so that you can actually see. What I want to do is I want you to come up onto your toes and rock backwards. So you're going to lift and rock. Now as I rock backwards, can you see I'm keeping my legs quite straight? And you're getting a nice little stretch in those hamstrings. So push your bottom out. Don't be afraid. Nobody's going to see you unless you've invited the whole street in to do the workout, okay? So push that bottom back and then lift, okay? 2 more. Lift and lower. If you want to and you want to do some knee lifts, you can use the chair for support. Just do some marching on the spot and some knee lifts. If you want to get a little bit creative, and this is only out of choice, take one of your weight, and if you can thread one of the weights up and under your knees, that will also just add a little bit of variety, but also gives you a little bit to think about in regards to your balance and your coordination as well. Oh, she says, and off she goes. Got nothing on my feet, that's why. I've got no stability. All right, let's do a couple more. Alrighty. Brilliant, okay. If you also want to do your squats instead of using the chair, you can go down into your squats and maybe do a few of those. Just adds a bit of variety and it just works and leaves those arms alone for a minute or two. If you're going to do your squats, you're going to feel it in the fronts of the legs, but remember again to stick your bottom out. It's all about the technique and not loading the knees when it comes down to the actual exercise itself. Okay, that's 10 minutes that I've whittled on for, so give those a try, and then if you want to do a little bit more you can repeat them and we'll go from there. All right guys, have a wonderful day. Keep active, keep mobile, be physically active, get out there, have some fresh air. Take care, see you soon, bye.